So we've got a group data question, and there's 8 flowers between the height of 90 and 100 centimetres. We don't know what the height is, so the only reasonable thing to do is assume it's 95 centimetres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the average in every single group. So that's 95, 105, 115, 125 and 135. And I'm going to pretend that, for example, in the first group there's 8 flowers that are all 95 centimetres high. So I need to find out the total height of all these flowers added together. So I'm going to do 8 times by 95, 12 times by 105, 15 times by 115, 10 times by 125, and 3 times by 125. And of course what that's doing is giving me the total length of all the sunflowers. And if I know how many sunflowers there are, and I'm told in the question there's 48, I should be able to find out an estimate for the mean. So I'm just going to check that the question's accurate. I'm going to add up the frequencies to make sure I've got 48 flowers. Do it on my computer, on my calculator. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 5 plus 3, plus 10, that looks alright. And now I'm going to actually do these 8 times by 95, etc. And find that total. Okay. Remember, the calculator can't do BIDMAS, so I should be using brackets. And 10 times by 125, close bracket, and 3 lots of 135. And if I add those all together, I should get 5,400. Okay, so the total length of all the flowers added together is 5,400. I know I've got 48 flowers, but do check. I'm going to do a running total, which is correctly called the cumulative total. 8 plus 12 plus 15 plus 10 plus 3. Just check that equals 48. It does. And now to find the average, 5,400 divided by 48. And if we do that, you can do it on a calculator. It should give us an estimate for the mean. And that's going to be about 112, I think. Yeah, 112.5. Okay. Now I would actually write down for the answer 112.5. If you were to round it up and say it's an estimated mean, I'm going to average that at 113. Okay, but if I were you, I would stick with 112.5. So that's why on my answer line here, I'm going to write 112.5 for 4 marks, I hope. So let's have a quick look at the examiner's report. And you can see that a lot of people added up the 5,400 correctly, but they didn't understand that they had to divide by the number of flowers. They divided by the number of groups. So that's what's gone wrong there. Okay, and as for the examiner's the mark scheme, you can see that you've got M marks, so there's an A mark. So you can't get the accuracy mark if you haven't used the correct method, the M mark.